Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Z2X. I'm joined again by.
GenX, aka Mom.
And what are we going to be talking about here again? Yeah, again, today. I guess again, but we're not, we haven't talked about this before, but we are here again to talk about things.
Yeah, well, and we figured because we should probably tell them too that we're constant. People haven't noticed we're concentrating a lot of anime because
Yeah,
this April,
it,
March and April are like
it's a
tons of
heavy,
anime.
yeah, it's a big anime season right now. I don't know
Yeah,
specifically know
so
the reason why they all release it around this time, but most productions are releasing their stuff around this time.
yeah, and so we just finished up Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, part 1.
Yeah, well, because they actually just announced that they're just gonna do it's just gonna be season four is what's gonna be next. They just decided not to break it up into part one, part two.
Oh, okay. I wondered because when I actually just got on to um the Crunchyroll,
Hmm.
it didn't say part 1.
Yeah, because originally that's what a lot of the marketing said and what they had for
Uh-huh.
it, but then they at some point they I guess changed their plans, what they planned on doing there.
Well, because the rumor is that Netflix has taken over, right?
Yep. Well,
For the season 4,
yeah, they've
which I think
they've
I
had
find it
close talks with all of them. Yeah.
yeah, I find it very weird though that they would say season 4 when it's continuing the Culling Games.
Yeah, and
So,
also the season was half the length of like the other seasons too.
yeah, it doesn't seem maybe they're going to finish up then the part 1 and part 2, basically just finish up season 3 on Crunchyroll and then talk about the next maybe season 4. Who knows?
Yeah.
But you got me into this last year, right? And I caught up on everything.
Yeah, because
Was it last year?
I think it was. I think hold up. It was when the Shibuya incident. When did season two of JJK come out? It was 2023 actually. Was when because we watched Jujutsu Kaisen while like season two while it was still airing. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
So that
Yeah.
actually means it has been three
Gosh, you know what? I
years.
feel like 2025 disappeared. It was a long year, I mean, we did this too, but I guess I'm a year. I feel like I'm a year. I missed a year somewhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
you got me into it. I really liked it. I didn't think I would. But I did. It's intense, but I really like it. But this one,
Yeah, because
the season 3, the Culling Games,
I think
I
is
have,
very good.
oh my gosh. So it's episode 8 and 9, because that's a part 1 and part 2, remember?
Yes.
And those, just so everybody knows, that to me, when I watched that as an adult, a very grown adult, I mean, Gen Z are adults too,
I'm
but
legally an adult also,
yes,
but
I know. I'm just saying, but they were very mature episodes.
yeah,
I was floored at the philosophy behind those 2 episodes, the philosophical content within those 2 episodes. And yeah, I granted they're dealing with judging and balancing and judge and jury, but I felt like it was the 2 most intense, most philosophical episodes I've seen in all of Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah,
Although I like all of them.
we can kind of give like before we delve too much into it, we should probably give at least a little bit of an overview of the
Go ahead. Yeah, you do it then.
of Jujutsu Kaisen. So, for people who are unaware of Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe if you're like a little older of a viewer, it's an anime series about basically this world full of sorcerers who use negative energy to fuel like basically like almost like magic like techniques that they have that you're like innately born with. Um,
And it's in Japan. It's
in
filmed in
Japan, yeah,
Japan. Yeah.
99% of anime series except for I think like maybe JoJo's or something is set in
Oh yeah.
Japan.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Um,
Anyway, I'm
but
sorry.
no, yeah, no worries. That I mean, it is good to know for some of the things later. For those that do know, yeah, it comes after Shibuya incident, which was where a lot of people got into Jujutsu Kaisen due to like how I mean well written that arc was and how like for especially for like a battle anime and people very much enjoyed it. This one though takes up right after that and it's more of it's got this almost what's it called like Hunger Games style.
The Culling Games
Yeah,
is for sure.
yeah. Because it's called the Culling Games, where basically the antagonist of the series, or one of the main antagonists, has revived old like ancient sorcerers into new like reincarnated them into new bodies. Um,
And then they keep them in areas where they have to fight in those
yeah,
certain arenas, I guess, but they're
yeah.
towns.
It's like literally in like parts of Japan. Like it's like they've taken
Yeah.
over the entirety of Tokyo and the entirety of
Uh-huh.
like this place where they fight. Um, yeah, they have to fight to the death with. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The early parts of season 3 were really slow because like they explained the rules of the Culling game like just for
And there's a
for one
lot.
episode, and it was just like they literally put
It
you in a
was,
white room for one episode, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
like,
And
uh,
there's a lot of rules and it was slow. You're right. It was slow, and it was kind of confusing too because remember I had to stop and go, okay, now what?
you what? Yeah, like
Um,
what are they saying? And I know they did one part of it is like a bit where they're like they just like bombarded you with like 1,000 rules, and that was like
yeah.
really quick, and
Uh-huh.
that was like part of like the bit for it, but they bring them up later, so it's not too confusing when you're watching it. But it's generally
Yeah, yeah.
like killing someone gives you points, and if you don't change points, then because a lot of these people that are in this game also just got curse techniques, like basically magic,
Yeah.
cursed
But
energy.
and
What?
they get points for humans too, killing just regular
Yeah,
humans.
they you get more points from killing sorcerers, and but then you get points for killing regular civilians too. But then
Yeah.
people also were picked at random like based off of certain attributes to join the game like oftentimes just regular people were just like had their techniques awakened.
Yeah,
um
and then thrown in that area. So
yeah
you're talking about like the one I just picked, my two favorite
yeah like
episodes because his were just randomly.
yeah Higuruma's, which was the lawyer, and that's kind of what I think is interesting because a lot it's like not just regular like magic, it's that oftentimes it's very contemporary, a lot of these people's
Uh-huh.
techniques, because these techniques evolve over time, um with like
Yeah.
how society flows and how society works. Um, like what's it called? Trying to find the
I
word
don't know.
for it. But yeah, like and then it shows you how the
Well,
old
how
techniques go too, because like the whole kind of plot of it is that you have these people that were just awakened powers, and then people that were
yeah.
old sorcerers that basically were reincarnated into new bodies that made
Yeah,
deals like hundreds of years ago.
the new people like the Higuruma is
Higuruma,
that how you say it?
yeah, Higuruma,
Yeah, his that he's new, right? He didn't have any
yeah,
powers beforehand,
no,
but because of his job and he was so intense emotionally attached to it that's how his power came up
yeah, because
um
how it
with
works.
his cursed energy.
Yeah, because how it works is that basically, from what I remember, it's just that like the villain Kenjaku like marked people of interest, so that then they would like activate their
Oh,
powers
that's right. I forgot that because that's what's his name does. He'll mark people
like over
and then
years.
yeah, years. And then was so he can activate it when he wants. And who's that bad guy again? The main
Ken,
dude, the main
well, it's Kenjaku, which is the
yeah,
guy who took over
yeah,
Geto's body,
yeah.
and then there is Sukuna, which is like the I guess you could say the ultimate villain of the whole
Yeah, but
series.
oh yeah, well that's what I was thinking of this as Sukuna.
Yeah, who's in
He,
Yuji?
yeah, but the one that's doing all this game is the other
Kenjaku,
one that
yeah,
you yeah, Kenjaku. And he's the one who's like activated all of these
yeah,
people's because
because
he has a big plan
yeah, where
to
he
basically take I think this is my personal thing, as I think he's did the Culling Games so that all the top sorcerers and all the cursed I'm not sorcerers cursed energy, you got me on the other show now too, all the cursed energy people, because when they die kill somebody they get the other cursed energies to them, they get their power. And so I think that he's waiting for them to all kill off and then only the powerful ones, and then he's going to kill them to get all of that power. That's what
yeah.
I think is is going
with
on.
with how Kenjaku keeps talking about like making things interesting and I don't know, like his philosophy of like it's not fun, I would say, but like making the world exciting and this kind of like guy that shakes things up.
Uh-huh.
I think that he basically wants to make humanity like evolve in a way, like make basically push people into in coalesce so much energy together that like
Uh-huh.
kind of like how Tengen was originally like a regular looking person, but then it like over years evolved into looking like this mushy kind of individual. Uh,
Uh-huh.
like that's the person that holds all the barriers. I think that he's doing the same
Okay.
thing where he's just like making basically coalescing so much energy that it's gonna make everyone like dramatically change.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think he wants the power. He's too crazy. I think he wants all the power. But that's just my personal opinion, but you're the one who reads the animes. You're
Or
the one
I
who
haven't actually read the manga, but
you
for
haven't read the manga?
no, I have not read the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen.
God, that is like when we go like again to the bookstores between JoJo and Jujutsu are the two largest.
Oh yeah,
I feel
100%.
like, and the most definitely the most popular.
They've started putting stuff down for like Dandadan and stuff, and like some
Uh-huh.
of the new gen stuff, but yeah, it is like 99% um like Jujutsu Kaisen, like or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen and JoJo's, and
yeah,
maybe one that I'm like unaware of at the time, and like I've probably never heard of also being mixed in
yeah.
there,
Or
but
those ones that are more like the girl kinds that are the
slice of life.
life slice of lives. Yeah, but no. But back to this one, I really really like it. It's very good. They have when you watch it on Crunchyroll, which I don't think it's going to be like this on Netflix, but they have one episode that is they air it that is in Japanese and it's got subtitles. And then the next week they have the one that was previous episode dubbed. So
Th-
you're kind of a week behind if you're wanting to watch it
this
in English.
Thursday is when the dub's complete, by the way.
Yeah, but we just watched the one in subtitles, which I'm fine watching the
Yeah,
subtitles.
but like if you wait
But it's
literally
kind of
2 days
fun.
though, yeah, if you wait
Yeah,
literally 2 days though, it will be like fully done. Like
yeah.
it'll be
And
done and all
yeah,
subtitled
it's
out.
so but I really, really I kind of liked it when we watched so we started watching it in subtitles that episode 8.
Yeah,
And then I was like, I have to go back and watch that when it was dubbed too, because I really felt like, holy crap, is because you do lose a lot in translation because when you see the subtitles, you see exactly how it would be. It's just a little different when they translate it.
hmm
And then you go back and you're like, okay, wow, that is I almost felt like it was even better subtitled.
yeah.
Does that I know that
Well,
sounds
because
weird,
I'm gonna
but
be honest, it's a larger discussion I think because I do like a lot of the dubs, but I also feel like that in Japanese they are more expressive, and and it comes down to like the directors, like they have like
yeah.
voice directors, but sometimes I feel like the Japanese voices, like however they direct them, is a lot
Uh-huh.
less like monotone and like more emotion put into their voice than the English versions.
The
Like
English versions are more monotone than the
yeah,
Japanese.
yeah. Sometimes
Yes.
yeah, like
I
there's they
do.
lose a subtlety. There's like a slight
Uh-huh.
subtlety there between the English
I
and the
was
Japanese.
surprised. Yeah, I was surprised at that. I mean, because at first I was like, "Oh, I'm going to listen." You're right. I want to do it dubbed because it's. I mean, especially for the Jujutsu Kaisen because it moves fast.
Yeah, and you want to actually be able
They're
to look at the screen and see the cool stuff
yeah, because they
happening.
have a lot of yeah, they have a lot of fight scenes. They're doing a lot of stuff, and their episodes are short, so it's not like they're crazy long
Yeah,
episodes like Arcane and any of that. But
yeah, they're like
so it goes
that's the thing to note too is actually you continue, but like yeah, they have pretty short episodes compared to a lot of other
yeah, and
series.
so it was nice. And then when we kind of went back and watched it, and when we were like, forget this, I'm not waiting for it to be the dubbed area. Let's just
Yeah,
go ahead and
because
watch
they
it.
had
We
a
took a
break week.
break.
Yeah, they took a break week.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that in the middle of like?
Yeah, that was weird. They maybe they have some weird writer strike.
But yeah,
Anyway, I was like, and that's when I saw episode 8 and 9, and I was like, holy mother, that was I'm sorry. It's my all-time favorite, those 2 episodes. I would say 10 out of 10 for that for sure. Um, but I I then we went back and watched it dubbed, and I did lose a little bit, although it's still really good. It was
Yeah,
I was
it's
because
honestly really funny when like because we watched the episode after that, which it has this really kind of interesting villain called Reggie Star.
oh yeah.
It's like his voice
Yeah,
in
that's right.
Japanese I feel like matches him really well, but his voice in English just kind of took me off a little bit. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that is not like the same person, you know?
It was you're right. They do have like a where I wouldn't have picked up because it wasn't even close to the Japanese
the
version.
the style like
Yeah.
because the thing is I could imagine what kind of accent he had like I felt like the style he had was this more like new kind of guy, like he's got like some old mannerisms but like like
Hmm.
a cocky old man is kind of what
Hmm.
he reminded me of, but in the English like he didn't really have
No, he
that
didn't have that at all. He
like
was just
that.
kind of like a almost like in English, it was more like a playboy type attitude,
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, a hundred.
laissez-faire.
Yeah,
But in the
Japanese.
Japanese, it definitely you could see it had more of a I'm smart and
This is a guy that's really old and has life experience but like is
but is still kind of like, "Hey, I'll play with you."
yeah
Like
like
that. That's how his attitude,
yeah,
like, "I'll
but
play
like
along."
he's a cocky he like because I mean that's what
Yeah.
it showed even when was defeated is that he's this cocky guy who um who like definitely looks down upon newer sorcerers and the
Yeah, and
like.
yeah, you're right. Even when he was we just did a spoiler, defeated, he even acted like that in the end, to the
Yeah,
end, to Fushigu
Fushiguro is his last name, but
Yeah, that's
Megami
what I thought.
Fushiguro, yeah.
Yeah, Megami. So yeah, I just thought I liked it. I thought it was excellent. I think it's really weird that they just stopped it. I'm not sure why. Like you just said, like why didn't they just finish the season then?
Yeah, do they hate dub watchers or something or
I don't know what's going on. I think it has something to do with Netflix again,
well,
my personal
it's
opinion.
actually the thing is it's also a big part of Crunchyroll. I don't know what because Crunchyroll's a lot of the person that's people that are doing the stuff right now.
Yeah, and I don't mind it on Crunchyroll. I mean, but I just think that no, but they were gonna what because of the talk, didn't finish the episodes or the season because they were in talks to go to Netflix, right?
For a dub. Yeah, like I don't know
Yeah.
the. I really am curious how these dub productions are done. Like are they recording it while this is like the season's going on? That's
Yeah,
why it takes so
yeah.
long. And
Well,
if so,
because
that feels stupid to do, right? Like you never.
yeah, because let's face it, how did it just end? In the middle of the Culling Games. It's not even done. You'd think that it would have just
Or
continued
at least
or
that arc is basically not even done. I would say. Like I understand,
that's
like
what I'm
not the
saying.
entire
That's what
Culling
I'm
games, if
saying.
it because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the Culling games basically last for the rest of the series,
Oh,
but
I didn't
like
know that.
but like at least
But yeah,
finish like that segment or whatever.
yeah, because they didn't even finish their quest that they're supposed to be on in the very first one, where they're got to get all the information and they're trying to
And
change the
points it
rules.
and then meet back up like because
Yeah, I mean, they just left on the with the who's got the most
Sendai,
points.
yeah, the Sendai the colony, which again that was a really good like if you're gonna have like a season finale or whatever, like it is pretty decent.
They
Like
did do it. That one was brilliant with the four people
oh
fighting, but
yeah,
the
that
three in the one domain. That was crazy. That
I've
was
heard of
crazy,
people
crazy,
I've heard of
crazy.
people talk about that fight before, like even like in the manga being like this fight's like super
Oh.
crazy, and they were like definitely 100% right because like that was super well done.
Yeah, that was episode 12. That was really,
Yeah,
really good
well
too. I have to
because
say it did. You're right. I think it did end if it was the ending of the season, then I
or the
guess, but it's
yeah
like you yeah, but
it
it
doesn't
still
warrant
seemed
that
like
long of a pause. I don't. It's more like a midpoint, like kind of like It felt like a really good. You know when in theater where they like end something halfway through and they're like they take a break, right? They're like
yeah, intermission is called.
like
Yeah.
it feels like a really good intermission like point where they're like, what happens next? This is where we all are at. No, not like this is the season. Wait another year and we'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly my point. That's when I was expecting a part 2 that would be at the end of this year. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going to be in the same year. That's what I expected. And then you're saying that they're going to do just season 4, but I was like, I feel like we're still in the same arc. I don't feel like that we've changed. I don't feel like it's done. I don't
Yeah,
feel like it's done.
there's still a
It's
lot
there's
like
still a lot that's even if they stayed in the Culling games, everybody's still kind of in their own. it's very separate right now. Everybody's very separate, and it just feels kind of like it wasn't finished. I
Yeah.
guess even
L-
though it had the good fight, which it
I
was a really
yeah.
good fight.
Well, I think
I
mainly
agree.
it's the what's it called? It's the wait. Like if it was like 6 months and we'll be back, I wouldn't mind. But it's like if you have to wait a year, that's like yikes,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on
But
that to see.
also I feel like this is the thing that I like instead of just like basic philosophies of like like that I feel like a lot of anime go where it's like this or that or this or like basically trying to like make allusions to our own world, which it does to an extent, but it
Uh-huh.
covers topic like philosophical topics oftentimes I feel like that are based on like its own world. Like, we don't have like I mean, unless you believe like Buddhism, of course, but like we don't have like reincarnations, but even if you do believe in Buddhism, that's not like the same as like you're getting put into a different human's body or whatever. That's not
Yeah,
something that happens.
within the
Um,
same lifetime in that
and
sense.
you having the memory of that.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but it
Yeah.
kind of covers that, like which of these characters are people that like, because one character talks about that where he's got this really funny hair called Ryu, and he's like, why would you reincarnate? Well, it's because you're unhappy with your life, and he's talking about
Oh,
how
that's
he's missing
right. I
his
was
like
trying
dessert.
his sweet. Yeah, his dessert. That's right. I'm like, who is him again
Yeah, he
with the pompadour
yeah he lived a like a fulfilled life, but there was just something that was missing there.
missing? Yeah. He didn't have the sweet spot,
Yeah,
basically, is what he's trying to say.
the
He was missing the dessert.
yeah he
He had
didn't.
a great meal, but he felt like he didn't get the dessert to end it
Yeah,
all.
to
So,
end
yeah.
that good meal. So you're like,
Yeah.
that's all. But
Yeah. Yeah.
then it's like where then that other chick was taught like about like grudges and all that stuff, like even through those generations.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
but
It is
yeah,
kind of funny, yeah. I forgot about that part. It is you're right. See, it is very philosophical, I feel
yeah,
like this
well,
season.
yeah, because I feel like some of the stuff with like Yuji early on were like like very basic anime stuff. Like, I don't want to kill people because killing is bad. I don't want to kill innocent people, and I'm like, you've heard that like a lot. Like I see stuff like that's a very common anime trope. Like,
Yeah.
but
But
then
then when him, Yuji and the what's his name?
Choso
Hiju
or
no,
Higuruma.
Yuji and Higuruma, that my favorite, the episode 8 and 9, Yuji even shows a maturity about him. That was the thing that floored me, is Yuji even showed a maturity. Um, and the way that Higuruma, am I saying
Yeah,
that correctly?
Higuruma is his name. Yes.
Higuruma, even how, and then how he and Nine, they talked about it. They both showed a
Yeah.
maturity. So
Well.
I see Yuji is maturing
Yeah. Well,
also.
because also though he's maturing, but he also uh
He wasn't a lot in this season though.
well,
I will say that.
also it's a way that like I mean they cover like he's basically used because he talks about being a cog and being basically not being a person or whatever.
Oh
Though like
yeah.
that's definitely like it talks about like that it's definitely shown as being a negative of his character, where to like deal
Uh-huh.
with like having to kill these people, he's just like basically dehumanizes himself like as a
Yeah.
person to like
Yeah.
basically separate himself from these events.
Yeah.
But I think yeah it is interesting where I mean because the series early on even talked about like the strongest with Gojo and all that, but it's definitely digging deeper in. And I mean also just so we don't forget, I think also early on the Zenin clan episode was really good because it starts off a little slow the whole series, but then around episode
Yes.
4 it starts kicking up with Maki's character when she goes to the Zenin clan.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then, oh my gosh, that one, you're right. Because then you know what? And also, they're all dealing with their own basic quote unquote karma,
Or yeah, they're
because she went and dealt with her family,
mhm.
her clan, and then Yuji kind of dealt with his stuff, and
Fushiguro.
Fushiguro and Panda, we're talking to them, looking at other stuff. I mean, it is definitely a different one than the first two, I feel
Yeah,
like.
well,
But
yeah, it felt if everyone was very separate in a lot of ways, but kind of doing their their own things and kind of on their own paths
That's why I just
to.
said they're all on their own, and that's why it was weird because the arc, because they're not together, they're all on their own. And we still, I mean, what happened to Panda and the boy that the one that lost his arm, the one that
I
has
forgot his
the
I forgot his name. So the kid that lost his got lost his arm, the one with the cursed speech.
mhm,
He's just sitting at the base,
in the
the
White Room.
yeah, like the whole school. The Panda, I think he went. I thought he went with Hikari
He
to
did, but then I don't know where he, oh
that
yeah, because didn't make
is
a comeback either. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Hikari. Yeah, middle way through they get Hikari. I think Hikari's like an interesting character too, and also a good example of a character. They haven't shown really much of his power yet, but
That's
from what
exactly
it
what
was
I'm
just
trying to say. Yeah.
from what it's described, like that also like how these powers advance into the future because his is like gambling,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh.
and
Because sometimes, I mean, that's just the thing. I feel like that it did end without telling all the other stuff. But
yeah, I presume they're gonna pick it back up. There's also a big theme they had with like the principal and all this other stuff with the this theme of like, I mean, the best way to say it would be like, and I know the series it's all about curse stuff, but curses and they like
uh-huh.
more into like the binding vows people take. Because like for like
Oh,
how
yeah.
the teacher before he was killed was definitely cursed the leader of the like Jujutsu Society, the old guy. I forgot his name with the
Oh,
guitar.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
a little
about because
spoilers here.
how
Um,
he made Panda and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, and
like
then
that he burdened him. And spoilers here, especially for the Megami fight. But when Reggie Star died, he basically
yeah. I had to ask you
he
that. I'm like,
rel.
did he just curse him?
I mean, that's what it like with everything that's been set up, and it literally how they had that like 2 episodes, 3 episodes earlier, and then they immediately followed it up with that scene. It's like he
Uh-huh.
cursed him by basically relegating himself to just being a spectator now and not trying anything else, but then letting fate toy with Megami and then praying that he hope like dies like a fool
Yeah, that was crazy.
is the
I was like,
curse.
did he just curse him? In a weird way, again, because the character was different, huh?
Yeah, but
He
like
laughed.
but still it's definitely a curse with how they set it up because that's a big thing about the series is the binding vows and like how people make these deals effectively.
Yeah, it is
Um
definitely Willen and Dylan with each other and the
yeah, well it's
universe.
a given, it's like everything's a give and take is how Jujutsu Kaisen really works.
You
Where
mean like a balance?
yeah, because I mean, remember Nanami, where it's like whenever he made the deal, whenever he's working or on the clock, he has 30% more cursed energy, but whenever he's off the clock, he has 30%
Uh,
less. Like
oh,
that was a direct
yeah.
trade. So the majority of the day, he actually is like weaker, but
Yeah.
but except for those times when he is like, it is his time, and then he is like much stronger.
Yeah, when he's on.
Yeah, when it's work hours,
Literally
but
on.
but the but yeah, no, this season, and I think it handled. I mean, it also like what I want to mention is that it doesn't waste your time either. The series it
Well, the first episode was long. It was. The first two
the
episode I
first
felt.
two they
But it isn't wasting your
to
time
be fair
though.
with how intense the Shibuya incident was, that's like the downtime period.
I
It's
know, really.
if you feel like it's taking a little too long and I can understand it, just straight up like you can skip ahead a little bit, get like a skip note like
Yeah.
you know, like flip notes of it. It's still overall like though I don't think basically wasting your time because like it delves into
The game.
it sets everything up. It's a few setup
It does.
episodes
It does.
and
Yeah.
then the
It's
rest.
just slower. It's just slower,
Yeah,
but it's still really good.
but
Yeah.
what I'm
I think
in.
all of it, I do think all of it. I liked this, just so you know, my personal opinion out of all of them and the movie that we watched,
Yeah,
this season is my favorite.
yeah, like I think. Yeah, like I agree. I think it's really good. Like they keep, I feel like one upping themselves. Mappa is an excellent studio. They produce all this. They get better and better. I think animation wise, they get better and better. They get.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Mappa's making like most big anime these days. Mappa makes Jujutsu Kaisen. They make Chainsaw Man. God, what else does
Didn't you just
Mappa
say
make? Yeah,
Dorohedora? They
Dorohedoro
made it,
also. Oh,
which we'll do that one next. Is that one we want to
yeah,
do next time, next week? Okay.
but
I'm getting on there. I'm getting caught up.
yeah, but really the point that I'm making with Jujutsu Kaisen in like an era where everyone's kind of trying to take your time or like, all that stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen does not waste your time. Each episode is 20 minutes except for the final one, which is 27 minutes. But even then,
Oh, that's
it
right.
doesn't waste your time. A four
No, it
it's a
needed
one v
all of
one v
that time.
one it's a 1v1v1 fight, and from what I heard, they were actually going to make it 2 episodes. Then the director decided to smash them together into a 1.5 episode because he felt like it would
Yeah.
have taken too long, which was the perfect
Yeah.
decision
Well, because
because
then if the fight's too long, it's kind of redundant.
yeah,
It's not redundant.
I love One Piece and the lore of the world of it, but that's the One Piece anime's issue for me is that I'm like, dude, this fight does not need to be this long. I would rather have a really quick and punchy fight than something
Yeah.
that it's like, you hit me, and then we like monologue or shit or like just walk around for another 10 minutes and then like hit again. Or just nothing's going on. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, that final episode, it's like they set up these characters, they introduced them, they explained how they worked, they give you really cool looking visuals. They just show them all off. They even in these few minutes show these people's philosophies, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then
They really do.
it highlights the chaoticness because it's a 1v1v1 v1 with four people with a
Yeah.
cursed spirit player and then these other people, and it just kind of takes you everywhere because it's like no one is really on the side of one another, and they just like, even I feel like just watching it for that like Higuruma episode and then that one, even if you are a guy that only likes or anyone that only likes battle shonen and big fights, it's
Yeah.
definitely worth
Definitely.
watching.
Definitely both of those ones I think are the best too. But for me, definitely the 8 and 9 because of the philosophical. As they're
Oh yeah,
fighting,
100%.
they're going into philosophical. But the last one too, but it's kind of funny how uh gosh, the one that why did I just forget their names?
Describe
On
them.
the boy that has the other guy inside of him that ate the
Yuji,
fingers, Yuji,
the
and
main character.
yeah, I know. I don't know why it just popped in my head because I just got an email thing, so I was looking at. And then the last episode with that boy, um, what's his name again? Is it
Yuta.
Yuda? Yuda and him are paralleling each other, but in a weird way. Like they're the two main ones I feel like that are coming out of
Well,
this.
they're both of a big part about it is that everyone that's fighting is they're all Gojo's students.
Yeah, I know
Is
that, but
the
I'm just saying that. But these two, something's happening between the two of them in separate ways, and anyway, I
I
just
I
how I get sometimes where there's something that a
like
seed that
a
is in the back
link.
of my
Yeah.
head. Yeah, that I think this is something I need to pay
Well,
attention to, and that's what I'm
if you
trying to
think
say.
about it, I mean, Yuta really is like, I know Yuji is the main character, but Yuta also is in his own way the main character. He was the original main character of Jujutsu Kaisen because JJK
Oh,
Zero was originally a one-shot manga that was 12 chapters, I believe.
uh-huh,
Or something. It was something like that where it was basically because they have the little one shots to see how people like it stuff. And even
uh-huh.
though it was released as a movie later, it was actually what came first. Like that whole thing with the curse spirit, everything in JJK Zero
Uh-huh.
was the original Jujutsu Kaisen, and Yuta
But that's
was
what
the
I'm
main.
just
Yeah,
saying,
he
that
was
there's
the.
something it's something that itches the
Yeah,
back of my head, my thoughts, and I'm like, pay attention. You
yeah.
know how I
Well,
am, and
because
that's how I always end up figuring out things is
well,
because there's something that is just you're supposed to pay attention
yeah,
to.
and well, I'm saying on that too. I'm like, yeah, because he literally is basically a the secondary main character. He's the second main character apart from Yuji because
Yeah.
he even had a main character position at one point, and you can tell that the writer Geje
Still favors them.
yeah still favors him heavily as
Yeah.
a character.
Yeah. I
Um,
definitely, and for how young he is and everything, he's way strong too. I'm
yeah,
just saying that he might end up being taking place of what's his face, the main guy that is the good
Yuji.
te yeah.
You mean Gojo?
Yeah. Yeah, go
Yeah.
Yojo.
The
Anyway,
yeah, like I'm excited to see what they do next. I just hope everything happens quicker. But I am
oh
still
my
excited about
gosh.
uh like anime this season. Is being pretty good. Like generally everything's really good. Just I always feel like the release schedules though are really weird recently.
I know. I
The
wish they
only
were more consistent, like in the olden days. So let me tell you something, people out
yeah
there. In the olden days, when we didn't have these, watching on demand stuff, is like how we're doing it right now, watching it every week, right? Well, they had to. So in the olden days, that made so funny, but they had like, okay, here's the season from September until April. That is the whole series, one season in series, right? And so you knew that from April to September, that's when you didn't have anything, and it was consistent. Every show, this is how it was. It was lined up as that, or you had a summer show. So why can't they be more consistent like that? It's driving me crazy because
yeah
I'm like, it was so consistent. Everybody knew that it was gonna. We couldn't wait until September when all of the lineup of the shows came out, and then you had your summer shows. But do you know what I'm saying? I wish
yeah
that they
like
would be more
things.
consistent.
Well, yeah, because I mean everything's coming out, and some things are really consistent. I like the schedules of them, but I think that and then you look at like old shows, and I know animation's a very different thing, and I'm gonna be honest, I think they're improving it, but uh, Mappa has those people in like the slave mines. Also, I'm gonna be honest, like
Yeah,
they have
and
them
they do
working
get
like
burnt
16.
out. Yeah,
They have them working like
they get
16-hour days
yeah,
sometimes.
and they get burnt out really easily, and that's how their artists end up quitting and they have issues. But they have enough. We have enough AI stuff that could help that too. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You
Like
got to be
they could.
careful about all there's techniques they can do to go further, but for example Wit Studio has been in some of their productions using AI, and it's really obvious be like for background stuff, and it's like
Uh-huh.
it kind of takes you out of it because it's like
Yeah.
you know how like all the details are blurred. I mean it's art at the end of the day. But the thing is, tools are improved. The tools are improving, but it's also the demand of the industry because just how they are. However, I do appreciate how Mappa is splitting up their teams into multiple teams.
Uh-huh.
Like they have CGI and like several teams to work on these productions, so they can do more and it be less strenuous, which I
Yeah,
think is
I
good.
think it's good.
But yeah,
Well, we are going way over time than we were going to do
oh
this.
geez, I didn't even realize that. But yeah,
I've been messaging you going, here's the time frames, here's the time
okay,
frames. We're
I
getting way over.
remember my notifications aren't on when
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, sorry,
yeah
bud.
when
I should
when
have just
stream
said
yeah
it, but I didn't want to interrupt you
yeah
because you
yeah
were getting into your.
no worries, it's okay. But yeah, just to finish up what I was saying, generally things like release pretty consistently. Like if you have just a consistent release schedule, even if it's like once a year or whatever, I think
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think that's
But I
pretty
want to
good.
know exactly when it is. I want to know the month.
Yeah, like I don't
I'm
want to
sorry, but
hear
I do.
no, yeah, exactly. And if you have to delay it, that's fine. But like I at least want to know like a rough area. Like don't tell me 2027 or 2026. I'm
I
like, dude,
know.
you could be releasing it December 31st, 11:59, 2027 or 2026 for all I
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
just please at least give me like a range like between 2 months or something. Like it'll come
Yeah,
out
I
here.
really do think that communications needs to be more presented in these series.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just think it was a good one. Everybody, Jujutsu Kaisen. Here's an old lady. I enjoyed it. Um, I liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
my other friend, your Ellie, she loves it too. She likes those kind of stuff too.
Yeah. And yeah, like
Your generation
oh
obviously was
yeah, no,
very popular.
100%. I can't go about like 5 minutes maybe without seeing like a Jujutsu Kaisen meme or something like that uh
Yeah, yeah, I
going
think
on in
so.
some way.
All right, that's all I had to say. My favorites are
Uh
eight,
oh
eight,
yeah,
nine.
8 9. Yep. And then the final one I thought was really good too.
Yep, yep. What was yours?
Probably the same, honestly. I did really like the Reggie Star fight though, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honey, I think you like the Registar fight better than the 8-9. I like the 8-9, and then I think for you would be the last one, the 8-9, or the Registar, and then the 8-9.
Yeah, I mean,
the part one
like
and part two.
well, because there's one thing of having action, and there's one thing that's having like dramatics. I think that like nine had better like these fights have better dramatics, but I feel like um the
Action is different. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
got you. I
exactly.
picked it up. I'm picking up what
But
you're laying down.
anyways, I think that's all,
Anyway,
folks.
yep, that's it.
We will see you guys in the next one.
Yep, that's right. We'll be doing another anime.
Bye.
Bye.